The UN had been fairly reluctant to get involved, and the initial plans that had been presented by ECOWAS were regarded as short on detail and a bit too sketchy. Over the last few weeks, though, the international community has rallied round the idea of an intervention to help in northern Mali. The United Nations had given 45 days to ECOWAS to come up with these plans from the 12th of October. That's exactly what they've done. These latest plans are quite detailed. They present a plan, a 6-month plan, the idea being that once this is approved by the United Nations by the end of November or early December, there would be, first of all, a phase of training the troops, consolidating the power of the Malian troops in the south of the country, preparing them for what was to follow, negotiating with some of the groups in the north, possibly only resorting to the actual force, perhaps a few months down the line. But the whole process will be kicked off end of November, early December, when the United Nations more than likely approves this latest version of ECOWAS's plan to intervene militarily in the north of Mali.
Now, ECOWAS has said that it wants to military intervene, but actually it says it would prefer negotiation.
And indeed, negotiations are already on the cards. One of the difficulties, of course, in all this is that there is such a huge variety of groups present in the north of the country. You have Ansar Dine, you have the MNLA of the Tuaregs, and you also have another group, the Movement for Unity and Jihad in West Africa, which are based largely in Gao. And so there are a number of groups with whom one would have to negotiate in order to bring about a negotiated settlement. That has already begun. The MNLA have indicated that they would be willing to accept the idea of autonomy rather than the outright independence they'd been arguing for so many months. As for Ansar Dine, they have been involved, they and their leader, Ayad al-Ghali, the former Tuareg rebel, now Islamist leader, have been involved in talks that have been hosted by Algeria over the last few weeks. So there is some movement and some room there for hope that dialogue may yet help win over some of those that are present on the ground in the north of Mali. What's most certain, though, is that the hardest line foreign-led Islamist troops that are believed to be in the north of the country will have to be ousted militarily, although once the others had been got rid of, the idea is that would no doubt happen much more easily.